because I'm here to teach you, really. I'm here to try to share some knowledge with you. So as you noticed, the biome rhythm has this boom, boom, da, 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 boom, boom. If you can try to, as silly as it sounds, try to sing this at home. Tap your foot and snap your fingers like this, so you know where one is. This is very important. And then you can sing the low part. Boom, 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 boom. Looking at this analytically, which is something that I always encourage you guys to do. My teaching method, by the way, it combines the instinctive listening and copying and feeling and trying to take from that side of your brain, but also have to see it more of in a scientific, methodical, or academical way, where you have to give things their names and recognize what they are. So let's go a little bit on this side now and see a beat as being 4/16 notes. If you put the bass here and here, and then you have one more beat here that you don't put the bass anywhere. The bass is on 1 of 1 and 4/16 of 1. And then for the beat 2, there's no bass, it just rests. So you have this taka 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 taka, and the bass is going to go like this. Boom, 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 boom. I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you should see the bass. So I always also encourage people to try to see rhythm. Try to draw rhythmic subdivisions in your mind, and it makes things just so much clearer as to how and where and when you attack a note and when you draw back and wait in silence. So you have this boom, 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 boom. That's first and 4/16 notes. Let's put that on the bass here. I'm going to grab a G major chord. Here are G major 6. I have a G here, the 6th, the major 3rd on B, and the 5th on D. Don't forget that I'm using a 7-string guitar, so this string here is my 7th. So here I'm really putting the G on the 6th string. E, B, and D. Here's the bass of the biome. 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice how it goes on the downbeat of 1 and right before 2. I don't want to say right before. I want to be scientific and tell you that it's the 4/16 note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you got that now. Now let's talk about the high part. We're going to make several variations and get you grooving in this biome thing. The high part plays the upbeat of 2. So if you have this 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the upbeat of 2. We're going to put it on the fingers here. So you're going to have this. Simple. It's a good place to start from. Now let's play with this by adding layers and layers to it. How about an extra bass line just before 1, like this? I can make that upbeat of 2 short if I want by releasing when I play the chord, like this. Instead of, you can make it more rhythmic sometimes by releasing. This is a great trick they can use. Instead of sounding, you can go, and that bass before the bass, it's really a ghost bass. Boom, boom, chapa, boom, boom, chapa, boom, boom. Now let's play a little bit with the double stroke technique I just taught you a second ago. The double stroke technique again is using index separated from A and M, middle and A finger. So you can do the biome like this. How about that? Let's just do a stream. After you play this guy, you do a stream of double strokes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So just do 1 and then 2, 3, 4. This 4 is where the bass goes again. So you can have this. And then the next beat is just a stream of 4/16 notes played by double stroke. Here's the whole formula. You can play by palming the guitar a little bit more, meaning going from this classical hand position to a more lay down position, and you can get different tones and different techniques of controlling the vibration, controlling the sustain of the strings, like this. Then you open it. There's so many tunes you can play with this. This is just one rhythm. I'm here to really to teach you the groove rather than teach you a tune, because tunes, I mean, they're fun as well, but the deeper Brazilian experience or characteristic of the guitar style really lies in the groove. Of course, harmonically, it is also a very rich style, but harmonically, it doesn't go too much farther away from the harmony that comes from the classical music, which is also the harmony that gave birth to jazz and, of course, modern classical music. So all those Western cadences that you see in jazz and classical music, you see in Brazilian music just the same. Now, the most unique aspect of Brazilian music is in the rhythm, where you have the samba, partido alto, baião, this double stroke technique. These are all exclusive things from the Brazilian style. Let me think about a tune here. Qual era o baião? Tinha baião lá na seleção de música, não? Tem. Sertanejo. Mas é um shot, né?
Mas é.
Não, isso não é um baião. Deixa pra lá. Alright, guys, so I'm here discussing if I should play a tune. Here's a tune that's a northern type of tune. This is also a different rhythm, more called shot, which is a cousin of the baião, right? It goes like this. Lá do interior do mato, da caatinga do roçado. Eu quase não saio, eu quase não tenho amigos, eu quase que não consigo viver na cidade sem querer contrariar. Ei, oh, ei, oh, ei, oh. Por ser de lá, acerta por isso mesmo. Não gosto de cama mole, nem sei comer sem doer. Eu quase não saio, eu quase não tenho nada, eu quase que não consigo viver na cidade sem viver variar. From Gilberto Gil in Dominguinhos that explores the rhythm of shoti, which is a different rhythmic tradition of Brazilian music. I'm gonna take a second to read on some comments here if there's any. Tinha alguma coisa lá que eu não tô. Just taking a look at what you guys are writing here.
Yeah, better. Yes, better. Complex rhythm, I will need repeat listening and watching. Mark Hollingworth. Hollingworth.
Hollingworth? Onde é que tá? Listening and watching.
É que o pretexto estava melhor agora, né? Ah, mas...
Well, guys, I'm glad you are here, and I apologize for the change. We're trying to do the best we can to get you guys a good signal here. So if there's not any questions, I'm gonna play another tune and let's go back to the samba. And I'm gonna do a variation on the samba which is called Partido Alto. What is the samba of Partido Alto? This is, you see very often this type of samba. Basically, Partido Alto is the inversion of samba, where you start with the syncopation and then answer with the straight eights, as opposed to the normal samba, which starts on straight and answers with syncopation. So here is the clave difference. Regular samba, pa 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 pa. In Partido Alto is 1, 2, 3, 4. Pa 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 pa. So this is an arrangement that I'm just recently made of a tune called Influencia do Jazz, which shows you exactly the Partido Alto. So here we go. Desliga. Hey, this is Influencia do Jazz, guys. Sorry for the mistakes here, but I'm not sure if you could hear the batucada that was playing back there. They probably couldn't hear it.
I think
it's too far from the mic. But that was an arrangement that shows you, that attempts to show you how the guitar can work as a small orchestra. You have the low end, you can have a harmony background, you can comp to yourself, you can solo, play your own lines, which is kind of what I try to do there in the middle of the tune, try to do a little improvisation. It's such a fun, it's the best, toy, the guitar, you could ever have. If I went to a deserted the deserted island, I would take a guitar with me, probably, because it never complains. But it expects your loyalty, however. You know, you have to practice every day in order to play that game of advancement, you know, and exploring deeper waters on the guitar. But it really can be a toy that can really work with your brain in several ways, you know, from the sentiment or como é que é? Como é que fala? Esqueci a palavra, rapaz. Yeah, from working with both left and right sides of your brain, you know, you have the feeling and the sensitivity is what I was trying to say. And you also have the math, the rhythm, the harmony, the theory, all this roadmap where you must navigate in. And so basically, guys, this is a fun thing, and I would like to invite you on a journey here that in case you guys would like to know more about Brazilian music, in case you guys would like to know deeper, much deeper, this entire universe, of course I have a course. Of course I have a course that I can show you guys. I can take you on a deeper swim. This is probably the 7th time that I have opened for registration for a new group of students on the secrets of Brazilian guitar course. And basically this course here starts from the very basic fundamentals of the guitar, and then it presents you with 5 modules. The basics of the guitar, I would say 2 things other than sitting and putting your hand here. I do have 1 module on the nail care, but the basics of the guitar is the cage system and the intervallic fretboard. If you can memorize those 2 things, you are definitely ahead of the game. So the cage system, real quick, it divides the neck into 5 parts, and if you memorize them all, then you can navigate the entire neck just being 1 chord. Like C, here's the 5 positions of the cage system. A, G, E, and D. So knowing the guitar does not require only knowing the cage system, but knowing the intervals inside. So you have this tonic, 3rd, and 5th, tonic, and 3rd. Here you got tonic, 5th, tonic, 3rd, and 5th. So going on tonic, 3rd, and 5th, tonic, 3rd, 5th, and tonic. So we have to take a little time and take things step by step, only as much as you can chew at a time. Take a good look over how the neck works and how the intervals work and the 5 types of chords. This is the basics of theory and harmony. And then we actually go into the 5 modules in this course, where the first one, the father, rhythm, which is really what Brazilian music is all about. In this module, we spent most of the 12 hours in this very module. I believe 5 or 6 hours are just explaining the different variations, different techniques you can do on rhythms. From samba, sambão, which I call the samba of escola de samba, samba de partido alto, different samba claves, bossa nova, technique called samba de bêbado, which I took from great Alessandro Penese. You have the bossa clave, 2-beat, 4-beat bossa clave, and then you have baião, chamamé, afoxé, which is also known as ijexá, it's an African rhythm. So all these are explained in detail, and of course, the most pure style of Brazilian music, which is called choro, has its own way of accompanying. For example, here's a samba accompaniment could be, but choro is almost like a Brazilian bolero. We have this, where you start drawing bass lines, and that's one of the ending modules, which is a surprise in this course. But going on, we have all the rhythms for you, and then we go into the actual module of harmony, where I teach you about the natural harmonized scale and the cadences that are built upon it. Cadences are the movement that make music happen. So this movement is made of subdominant, dominant chord, and tonic function chords. So within a key you have 7 chords. A few of them are subdominant, a few of them are dominant, and you have also your tonic function chords. So all this understanding, which is very necessary for you to navigate within music, it's all in the module part, in the harmonic part module of this course, and we have the explanation of all the harmonized scales: natural harmonized scale, harmonic minor, harmonic major, and melodic minor. This is going to give you a color palette that's really gonna enable you to color any colors, any chords with a variety of things. For example, you have a minor chord. You could add within the Dorian scale, you can add a bunch of colors. For example, the ninth, the fourth with a ninth. How about the fourth with a sixth? How about the sixth and a seven? How about the ninth and a fourth? I already did that, right? In the sixth. How about with a major seven? Now tapping into the colors available in the melodic minor scale. Major six, major seven. So all this color palette that makes you play chords much more interesting than simply this. This is so boring. There's nothing to it. You know, how about that? That's a whole other world, right? And that's from the melodic minor harmonized scale. And then we finally go into the model of melodic or melodic execution, or simply melody, where we talk about arpeggios and the technique to play melodies, which I call the picado from flamenco, right? So this right hand technique is something that I go deep into in this course. And then we talk about how to create melodies by the use of encapsulation. This comes straight from the classical style. So these sequences are based on a target note, on doing a process which you call encapsulation of target notes, which involves playing neighbors to the target notes, which are the chord tones. So everything we'll see in detail. And then finally we have two surprise modules. Why do I say surprises? Because I have studied a little bit of what's out there as far as courses, especially English, and I found none. I found no courses that can explain in English the Brazilian guitar in this depth. And when I say depth, I'm talking about the very function of the Brazilian guitar in its original setting. It displays a function of, serves a function of accompaniment, doing counterpoint bass lines in the music of choro and samba as well. So what is this? A bass line counterpoint is whenever you can pretty much bring the sound of the chord just through the use of melodies on the bass line. So I can explain to you how that's done, but of course it would take us a few hours here. But just to give you an example, I could, for example, do a 1-6-2-5 here, this progression. C, A dominant, D minor, and G7. A regular guitar player might play this like this: A minor, D minor, G7. But if you're a Brazilian guitar player, you can start using some colors, and then finally the bass lines. Here's the colors: C major 7 with a 9th, A dominant with a flat 13, D minor with a 9th, G13. That's one little step into the Brazilian universe. Now how about with the bass lines? Lost the line there at the end. It's a fun little game. And then once you understand the rules of this game, you can make your own bass lines, but it's all about, it's the same rule, it's all about counterpoint. It's basically accenting, looking for the chord tones, and then accenting them on the beat. Always trying to resolve your phrasing in these notes, right? And then that's what's going to bring the chord sonority. So how do you do that? Well, of course, you have to memorize again what I said, the caged system, which is the first thing that I teach in this course. And then you, after you memorize the caged system, you simply apply it to the chord tones that you're seeing. C major 7, C major, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. So those are my targets. And then A dominant, 1, 3, 5, 1. That's my A7. Now D minor with a 7th string. Again, you don't need a 7th string to do this. You can do this on the 6th string, that's fine. You would do a D minor starting on F to the minor 3rd, 5, 1. Hi Music Academy, what's up? Good to have you here. Shlem, I'm glad you're here, brother. Floripa Bengals and Josh Nova. Hi, Felipe. Do you have a standalone course available online? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about right now, and I'm glad you asked. So just to finish, and then the fifth and last module of this course is the most interesting one, is where I deliver you my own arrangements of 11 Brazilian tunes in PDF in 2 different versions. Chord melody and, it's 12. Chord melody and just accompaniment. Why just accompaniment? Is because many times the Brazilian guitar is going to serve you that way. You can play along with another instrumentalist, be it a mandolin, a flute, or whatever, a piano, or a singer, or even yourself singing. That's one of the things I like to do the most. Or you can play chord melody. It just takes more time to learn, but you should do both things. You know, you can actually get a lot of gigs and have fun just by playing some Brazilian music. For example, here's one I like a lot. Quem vem lá, surgindo lá de trás do mar, será calunga do vapor, trazendo, diluando amor. É com quem repica que eu quero ver, morena quero ver gingar, na hora em que o amor chega. E o amor é nosso rebanco, tua voz é lei, maracatu. E o amor é nosso rebanco, tua voz é lei, maracatu. So the guitar is meant to be used that way. You should have fun with it, you know, and should just have a good time, and that's what Brazilian guitar is all about. So guys, you must be asking yourself, well, I wonder how much this course is going for if he has all these 12 hours, and plus I didn't tell you, 8 more hours of my personal assistance in lives that will last for 4 months, 2 per month. So you guys have time to go check the lessons at your own time, write down your questions, practice something, and then bring it to the live that we will set the time and of the meeting. And then you can play and ask your questions, and I'll be there with you for 4 entire months, just giving you my personal assessment. So that's actually 20 hours of lesson material, 12 recorded plus 8 in live. So you must be asking yourself, how much? I wonder how much that is. Because if I charge $50 for my personal session, for my lesson, then I guess you'd have to multiply 20 by 50, right? Is that $1,000? Is that what it is? And then plus, here's another thing you get. You get access to a community that is already actually happening. This community is the Secrets of Brazilian Guitar community that's exclusively only for students that have attended to the course before and that will be attending in this new week, this new opening subscription for a new group of students. I hear communities from good teachers and good masters. They sometimes people charge like $100 per year. So you would be looking at maybe $1,100. But you know what? I decided to take 1 0 off from that $1,100 and just make it $110. So that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous offer for you guys, because if 2 lessons of mine, private lessons, would cost pretty much $100, then you're pretty much paying the price of that $100, $110, for getting all these 20 hours and access to this community. And one more bonus, you get access to all the recorded lessons from the past groups that have attended to this course. So we make this platform in my channel that the lessons that we do for this course, they get attended from a bunch of people, a bunch of students, and we get them recorded and made available only exclusively for the students. And then you get to see that material. Say if you'd like to, fast forward in the course and watch a lesson that was taught, the 3rd or 4th or 5th lesson in the course, you can go and watch that, and we'll probably be looking at samba de partido alto or double stroke technique or the arrangement of one of the 11 tunes. And also one more thing, guys, that I need to let you know, okay? And this is true, I'm being very honest to you here. All the people that have accessed this course, this is the 7th time, it's a bit over 200 students that have attended to this course. They all have been promised a lifelong access to the platform that I'm still feeding. I'm feeding every year this platform with new information, new videos, new arrangements. We decided to make this the last course that you get lifelong access. After this year, we're going to start doing opening group students once a year or twice a year, but the fee is going to be yearly. So this is the last time, guys, for you to jump in and enjoy this platform that I've created with many hours of rhythms, technique, music theory and harmony, bass lines, and the coolest, most fun part, the repertoire with all my personal arrangements that I've written, sheet music and PDF. You guys could not ask for more. $110, are you kidding? Am I kidding? So guys, I'm ready to take up any questions. I'll go ahead and take a moment to invite you guys to check out all the material in my YouTube channel to see, you know, my work, what I'm all about as far as playing. I have a session in my channel called Brazilian Guitar, which is the first list there as soon as you enter the channel. I also have another section devoted to Brazilian and world music. I have another section devoted to orchestra. I've produced 2 entire records of original material for orchestra, my own compositions. And then you have a section there of music philosophy, which is something that I love to talk about. Any new questions here? iMusic Academy has sent a lot of messages. How would you feel if open, what? What did he say? How would you feel? Open the guitar case at the deserted island. And you just think, what would you do? Oh, I would just play it, I guess. I'll tune it down to a D. I'm telling you, everyone needs the course, and I think it would be yearly after that. Yep, it will be yearly after that. After this offering, this is the last offering that we're doing, that you have lifelong access to the platform. It is something very cool for some of the first ones. I have Fade under the name of Slim Shady. I'm sorry I have revealed your identity. Slim, but he was a student of one of the few first groups that we did, and now he gets to enjoy to go back to the platform and see many arrangements that have been added to there. And that's the fun part, is the community and the access to all the things that have been done and that will be done in the future. My intention, guys, with this platform is that I'm just going to keep growing it forever. I have nothing to stop me, you know. I want to keep recording more arrangements. I'm going to do a recording of the arrangement I just did today of Influencia do Jazz. And I'm going to put it on there. Everything that I do, I'm going to put it on there. So you guys are going to have a growing library of options. And when I write an arrangement, I try to use all the knowledge that I can put together into using the most efficient techniques and fingerings, the most efficient ways. Because the guitar is all about that. There's a way you can play it that can be difficult, or you can know the shortcuts, and there's so many shortcuts that you can make chords just way easier using less fingers, more open strings, and techniques that make the guitar sound more rhythmic and busy in a good sense. So these arrangements that I'm making for you guys, they are all about that. All right, and the last thing I'm going to say is the 10 first students that buy this course today are going to, but we actually, there's only a couple of spots more.
A few.
Yeah.
There are two.
Because we already opened this registration period last Friday, and there have been a few people. We're almost at 10. Let me say this: we're almost at 10. So since I'm doing another live, I'm gonna cut a new deal here for you guys, and I'm gonna make the 12 first people, all right, that buy a course in this live. They're gonna get a lesson, private lesson from me, totally free of charge. So this happens as soon as the periods of the lives is over. We have 4 months of lives that you guys have time to go through all the material and be at the lives to talk to me and show me your playing. Once that is over, the 12 guys that have purchased the course within these 2 lives, this one, the last one, they will get a personal lesson from me free of charge. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. We did sell 8 courses last time, so we only have 2 more spots, and I'm gonna make it 4. I'm gonna make it 4 spots for you guys to jump in. This is a good number to start with. I know, as every time we've done this, during the week of registration period is when we get the most subscriptions. So this time is gonna roll for a few days, but that chance to get the free lesson from me is now, because we're just about to hit 10, and I'm sure that we're gonna hit 12 today easily. So guys, make sure you don't lose this opportunity. I'm pretty much putting money here on the table here for you guys, because I'd rather just teach you guys privately each one, but it just costs you so much more. So it's much better deal, right? Instead of paying $1,100 to just pay $110 for 20 hours of instruction from Felipe Coelho. And who is Felipe Coelho? Who is this guy talking here? This guy talks a lot. This bald guy. He's getting on my nerves. I didn't do a introduction, and I should have done that, guys. My name is Felipe Coelho. I'm sorry, better late than never to tell you a little bit who I am. I'm a Brazilian musician and award-winning artist, record producer. I've produced 8 works of my original works in many different styles, but mostly rooted in Brazilian music. And I was the winner of the Brazilian award Prêmio Funarte in 2012, which got me the opportunity to tour extensively the country, nearly 50 shows with a string quartet and the guitar playing my own music. That was the record called Catavento. And I did get a musical education in jazz in the United States up to the master's degree, where I had scholarships, and that gave me more of the scientific and academic view in music, to have things written down and see things on the page, how everything works, subdivisions, harmonies, notes. But my method of teaching, however, I do not like to just be purely academical. I like to marry or attach this side to another side, which is your brain. Your brain is method and mathematics, but it is also inspiration, right? Creativity, feeling. And I like to combine both these things. I like to use both sources as I teach. I will teach you singing the rhythm without any preoccupation as to what subdivisions we're doing, but then we'll also look into the paper, the written down material, and then put those two things together: the singing, the listening, the feeling, the copying back, but then the looking at the page. Because I've seen teachers do one, and I've seen teachers do the other. But I think the ultimate way of teaching is the combination of both. So again, my story: I got a master's degree in jazz music in Atlanta, and then I lived in New York for 3 to 4 months, and I went to be a musician in cruise ships, where I had my own show, and I showed my own record. So I made my own show in cruise ships in Europe and North America, and then back to Brazil, I began producing these 8 records that you see today. They're all on Spotify and iTunes and whatsoever. I got to tour 13 times. 2 or 3 of these were international, but mostly within Brazil. And then during the pandemics, I decided to go online and decided to grow my YouTube channel. And I noticed there was a great demand of people outside of Brazil. And that's when I felt, I clicked, and I felt that I might have found what I was born to do, which was to be an artist of the guitar and take the guitar also in a spoken manner and educational manner to the rest of the world. And that's when I felt like I found my duty, and I feel very fulfilled and happy to be able to do this for you guys, to translate, in a way, the Brazilian guitar to the rest of the world, because this is definitely a culture that I believe in, and it's a culture that I feel and I believe, and I think it's beautiful, and it should be out there for you guys, right? So that's what I'm here for doing, guys. I try to condense all my knowledge into this platform that you guys can access for a joke of an amount of money, and you'll definitely be helping me for sure, and I will appreciate that. I will appreciate you guys that want to take part in this opportunity. And so in the pandemics was the turnaround, where I felt my ultimate identity to stay an artist of the guitar and record music with the guitar, but to take it and to translate it to you guys, and to be able to hand it to you and to teach you and invite you to come along in this artistic path with me. Even if you don't want to be a full-time professional, you can have all the fun you want playing the guitar, playing these tunes. So that's what I'm here for, guys. Is there any questions? I think
Yes,
this is good.
Robert Goldsmith wants to know the difference between this course and the world music guitar course. And so you tell as well that we
All right. Well, I did do a world music guitar course because I was getting asked a lot about flamenco, especially. It's one of my specialties. I transcribed hours and hours of music, flamenco music. And I also act as a, I shouldn't say act, how do you say that? I pursue a career as a flamenco guitar player, as well as a Brazilian jazz guitar player. So I was getting a lot of students asking me about salsa, about gypsy jazz phrasing, about flamenco especially, and I also like to flirt a lot with Indian music, Konakol. I've made a few videos about that. So I thought to myself, I'm going to put all this together with the Brazilian course, and I'm going to make another course. So when you go into the site, the website of the Brazilian guitar course, down there, way down there, when you're going to check out, there's an option that says, I think for $30 or $40 more, you can get the world music guitar course. And basically that course, guys, it has all the material of the Brazilian guitar course in it. Everything, all the theory, the guitar neck, the 5 types of chords, the caged system, the intervals, and then the harmony, all the harmonized scales, all the Brazilian rhythms, everything. But then it gets added a few tunes in the style of rumba, which is the style of Gypsy Kings. It gets added lessons of 4 flamenco paulos, the buleria, tangos, fandangos, and rumba. And then we get added the salsa, and then the clave against the bass, the salsa bass, and I play a few tunes that way. And then I added also the basics of Konakol, which is the Indian tradition. Not too deep, but I teach you how to get the Indian sonority in your phrasing and using the guitar with the bass in biome, so sort of a mix of Brazilian and Indian music, which is ultimately what I call world music, right? Is this fusion of many styles. So way in the bottom of the website there, you see a description of the world music guitar, and you are welcome to get it as well. But the lives will be offered are for everyone that goes into the course, no matter which one at this point. So I'll attend to the questions of whoever, of both courses. But most questions, I believe, will be around Brazilian rhythms, as that is the biggest portion. But yeah, guys, I definitely recommend you guys getting to know the world music guitar course. Because it's just more complete as far as a variety of rhythms. We'll look into gypsy jazz phrasing, salsa, which is the clave and the bass of salsa together. We'll look into the paulos of bulerias, tangos, fandangos, and rumba. And we'll look into the basics of Indian Konakol. Was that it? Is there anything else? Chamamé was already part of the Brazilian. So yeah, guys, this is an opportunity that you cannot miss. Que horas são?
5.
Guys, so I'm gonna give us a count here, and I hope you don't miss this opportunity. All right, André. Okay, I only have 6 string. You can have a 6-string guitar, and as a matter of fact, I can even offer you guys, if you want, I can take my string out, the 7th string out, for when I teach the lives on the of the course. And some of the course lessons actually were recorded without a 7th string to try to avoid confusion. But once you get used to it, it's all the same stuff. It's exactly the same strings, the same tuning. You can just ignore, as you look at my guitar, just ignore the stop string and everything will be all right. So guys, I've enjoyed being here today with you. You can look in the previous live to the content that was given previously, which was syncopation, bossa nova, and samba. And then today I gave you samba de partido alto and baião and the double stroke technique, right? So you guys are welcome to watch these videos back. The registration period is going to last for 1 week. So you guys have until next weekend to register. I really believe it's an opportunity. I would make much more financially if you guys take lessons from me one-on-one. But this is so much more economical, more efficient if your investment is a question. So you definitely get a better value, much better value in this situation. And you have the community within which you can exchange information, post your own things to get feedback. It's not like posting on YouTube where people sometimes they will troll you around and whatever. You're in a safe place there with only people that are studying the Brazilian guitar, and you have my own assessment. Muito obrigado, Alexandre Meyer. Yes. He is a student of mine. Alexandre, thank you for being here, brother. All right, guys, I think this is the end. This is where I say night-night. And I kindly ask you guys to support my work by subscribing to the channel. You've been welcome here, and thank you so much for being here, guys. Don't forget to click on the link that is being posted again here, and go to the course page and jump in with this group of students. This is going to be a fun time. You get to make friends all around the world, all right? and don't miss it, guys. I'm out.
Play another one.
Play another one? All right. Alright guys, the link is on the description. Don't miss this opportunity. Jump in with me and I would love to see you on the other side. So, till next time, thank you. Later.